details, but I remember that her black hair was straight and so long that it pooled on the floor. And I remember the words we exchanged perfectly. She said, "Give me your name, child." And I told her, "Leah." She smiled, revealing teeth that seemed just a little too white to be natural. "Leah," she said, like she was tasting it. "That will do nicely." For some reason, I woke up shivering. I've never had a nightmare that weird before. Didn't really do too much today, but we visited Grandpa in the evening. His mind is barely there since he's getting old. When Mom walked into his room, he smiled and called her Mary, which isn't her name. He has dementia, so he finds it hard. Now he's called Mom every name under the sun at this point. Barbara, Denise, Sandra, whatever. She always takes it in stride. Sure, you can tell it hurts a little, but she knows he doesn't mean it. She always just laughs it off and reminds him, "No, Dad, it's Gina, remember?" But she didn't do that this time. She stumbled back like he'd slapped her, and tears welled up in her eyes. She had to rush from the room before she started sobbing. I tried to go after her, but Dad put a hand on my shoulder, told me that he'd take care of it, and that I shouldn't mention it to her when I got back. It really left some kind of bad taste in my mouth. I don't know. Something was wrong. I wiped the tears from my eyes as I read. My granddad is gone now, but he was lovely. I wish my sister had just spoken to me about her nightmares and her problems. Maybe I could have helped her, but I continued reading, terrified of what was going to come next. June 3rd. Mom's been acting weird. Ever since that thing with Grandpa happened, she's been weird, nervous, on the verge of tears. It feels like she's avoiding people, avoiding me at least. She walks out of the room whenever I walk into it. Dad won't tell me anything. So with nowhere else to turn, I decided to call in the big guns. I called Aunt Emily. Aunt Emily knows all the family gossip and can't resist sharing it at literally the slightest provocation. So I knew that if anyone would be able to tell me who Mary is, it would be her. She got really quiet as soon as I asked, though. She asked, "Where did you hear that name?" After I explained what happened, she sighed. "Your poor mother," she said. "Mary was her older sister. She went missing. Lord, it must have been decades ago by now. They were really very close, heartbreaking. I didn't know what to say. Mom always told us that she was an only child. I get not wanting to talk about something that was traumatic, but outright lying. I want to know more about this." I stopped reading. It was getting harder and harder each page I read. My mother had a lost sister that I never knew about, and my sister didn't know about either. Why does my family have so many secrets? I still needed clues to where she went missing, so I continued. June 6th. I finally found something on Mary. Google had nothing. Libraries had nothing. But eventually, I remembered those commercials for that Ancestry website that's supposed to help you find news and records of old relatives and stuff, and I tried that. That actually turned something up. A small obituary for Mary Bennett. The obituary explained that while no evidence of Mary's death was ever found, after so many years with no leads or contact, the family has decided to declare her dead. The obituary was their attempt to move on. My heart sank, reading that. I couldn't imagine how that must feel, to lose someone and never get any closure. Is that why Mom lied? I wanted to understand, but I couldn't. If it had been Naomi, it would hurt to lose her, hurt in a way that I can't even put into words. But I don't think I'd be able to pretend that she didn't exist. I'd have to keep her memory alive somehow. I don't know. I'm not judging or anything, or I'm not trying to, but I don't understand. So later on, I went back on that